Hi, good morning, everyone. It is 8:01 here in the Philippines. It's the 2nd of June in the year 2026. It's a bit of a gloomy day, at least here in Metro Manila. I'm not sure if it's the same in the other parts of the world or the other parts of the country where you might be. But nevertheless, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you may be tuning in. And welcome again to our latest session from the Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation here in the Philippines. All right. And after that comes everyone that makes the foundation possible. To all of our members and donors, our individual members, corporate members, special partner and senior special partner institutions, all of whom without the foundation would not be able to exist today, to be honest. The Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation is in partnership with the Management Association of the Philippines. We are a nonprofit member-supported organization. We work for poverty reduction in Philippine countryside with the promotion of small agribusiness development for job creation. Good morning to everyone here in the Philippines. It's a bit of a gloomy day today, as I've mentioned. We've had our first major rains over the last couple of days here in Metro Manila. Perhaps that does mean that we are finally entering our rainy season. It's been a rather hot, dry season this year, and we are bracing ourselves for the impact of El Nino, especially for most of our small agribusinesses throughout the country. We hope and pray that there will be many ways that we will be able to mitigate and get through what looks to be a bit of a drier, hotter, rainy season this year compared to last. Anyway, welcome again to everyone who's joining us this morning. But if you're joining us through our social media uploads through YouTube, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever in the world you may be watching from. I hope that today's session brings you a lot of value. If you have any questions or comments for us or for the speaker, do leave us a comment down below. And we invite you to like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. And if we bring you enough value in today's session that you'd like to contribute to the foundation's cause, our links are in the description. Please send us an email. We'd love to get to know you, and yeah, we welcome your generosity. So, so without further ado, may I please ask our chair, Mr. Ernie Ordonez, to introduce our speaker for this. Ernie, please come in.
All right. I'm right now at the graduation place of my daughter, and I want my daughter, when she grows up, to be like our guest speaker, such an achiever. My daughter is the only one in the whole campus who got both high honors and the top leadership award. I'm very proud of her, but that is nothing until you do things. And our speaker does things. She does not only does things, she won provincial, regional, and national awards. Repeat, provincial, regional, and national awards in 2 years. 2022, when she showed everybody what a startup is in 2024. So we really honored to have her here. And I'd like to say that my daughter should be like you one day. But in addition, my daughter should be like Julius's father, because my daughter learned under Julius's father how to grow productively. So anyway, I say that because as you, John Marie, inspire young people like my daughter. You inspire us older people because we are here to try to help spread your light. And I'd like to let you know some background about John Marie Mangeg, right? The title, of course, is from Cordillera Crops to Cordillera Gold. She transforms what God has put and makes it productive so that others can benefit. And she'll tell you all about it. But she's quite amazing because she looks not only at agriculture, she looks at people. She helps low farmers. She even has a program for PWDs, the less fortunate. And oh, there's so much I can say about her. She's truly a model. That's why I want my daughter to be like her. And so let's start. I have asked her to give 5 to 10 minutes about her background because um, I want her to inspire us and we will try to help her. But more importantly, I want her for the first 5 or 10 minutes to tell us how she got there, what motivated her, and of course, your number because we want action rather than just talk. So give your number, even though it's in the chat box and you'll mention it later. Give it to us. So let's proceed. I guess you proceed first with your phone number, after which you tell us about what motivated you, how you got into this, and finally do your presentation. Keeping in mind that we want to help spread the good word that you gave us. So, John Marie, I'm sorry I was muted, but I can't repeat anymore because the time should be yours. And I think when they hear you, that's really gonna make us move rather than my repeating my introduction to you. So, please go ahead, John Marie, your number, and then 5 minutes about you, how you got into it, and how you hope to help people. Because, as I said, you have not only business, but you have PWDs, local farms, etc. Please go ahead, the winner of the Agriculture Challenge Award.
So thank you very much, Paul, for this opportunity. Um, I will start with the phrase, I am who I am today because of agriculture. So to connect with us, you can call us with our contact number, 0981 I repeat, 0981 So I am Jomarie Mangeg, and I grew up in a community of
One more
farm.
time, please, for the phone number. Sorry.
Okay, ma'am. It's 0981
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, like I said before, I am who I am today because of agriculture. Because I grew up in a community of farmers in Bugyas, Benguet. So I witnessed my parents, especially my father, grew up early in the morning, and when he go home, it's very late in the evening. And then when he is preparing our farm, so he converted our farm from conventional to the organic farming. So I was a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, major in organic agriculture because I was inspired by my father. And then we are four girls, and I am the eldest. And when my father is preparing our farm, he said, "I will prepare this farm for my children, because in agriculture or in our farm we can't work as girls. We can work in our farm that is really intensive. So in organic agriculture, we there's a limited there's that limit or not intensive work in the farm. So when he converted that farm, I was really inspired to do agriculture. And then in 2021, I started my business into the processing, because we can't deny the fact that there's a lot of fresh products, but we also contribute, or there's a lot of wastage on it, because farmers only focus on the fresh, and other people don't process it. So that's why we started in 2021 as a processing company. So I will share my presentation.
Thank you so much for that background. Quite inspiring.
So we are from MAFAMCI Agri-Products OPC with our brand Goldillera Bloom, Highlands Endemic Bounty. So from Cordillera Crops to Goldillera Hope. So I am Jomarie Mangeg, the founder and owner of MAFAMCI Agri-Products OPC. And we are from Mangeg, Mayuyakawan, Bugyas, Benguet. And inspired by the abundance and neglect of tamarillo fruit and rhubarb in our mountains, I founded MAFAMCI in 2021. So we are a creative agri-innovation enterprise that transform underused fruits and vegetables into sustainable value-added dehydrated products. So, the problem that we saw is our local products is not well known and wasted, like the tamarillo. So sometimes it was valued at 10 pesos per kilo only, and there is no technology or market access, leading to missed income, food loss, and underdeveloped local agri-economies. So our solution is the use of fruit dehydration technology, which we learned from our training from the Department of Agriculture. So we transform tamarillo, rhubarb, and other local produce into shelf-stable, nutritious, and unique Cordilleran snack. So this is a creative solution to food waste and low farmer income while promoting a one-of-a-kind fruit that grows best in our region. So locally, there is a growing demand from tourists, health-conscious buyers, and sustainable product seekers. And the global market is currently growing with a 5 to 6% annually, demonstrating a strong demand for healthy value-added snack products like our dehydrated tamarillo. So Filipino buyers now seek natural, local, and ethical food products. So we are uniquely positioned as the only Cordilleran enterprise offering tamarillo and rhubarb-based snacks. So our products are the dehydrated tamarillo, tamarillo jams, dehydrated rhubarb, and rhubarb jams. And we are also expanding to wines and other products. So we're not just selling food, we're building a value chain for our Cordilleran agriculture. So currently, our marketing and sales strategies are we have our direct selling into ecotourism areas and weekend markets. We also have our online platforms like the Facebook and word of mouth. And we also have our participation in trade fairs, expos, auto showcase, and the Cordillera and Agri Expos. So currently, what sets us apart is our innovative use of tamarillo and rhubarb, a niche and overlooked fruit. We have our community-based supply chain. We work with indigenous peoples of the Cordilleras like the Kankana and Ibaloy, the PWDs, women, senior citizen, and children. And we also have our eco-conscious zero packaging return system. So we don't just stand out in the market, we represent the place and the people. So what is really a tamarillo? So tamarillo is a tree tomato, also known as tree tomato, but it is locally known as Spanish tomato or dulce. So it grows well in the high altitude areas like the Cordillera. And it has a tangy, slight sweet flavor, and the skin is bitter, so it is best eaten peeled or processed. So what are the nutritional benefits of tamarillos? So it's rich in vitamin A, C, and E, and it is high in antioxidants, good source of fiber and potassium, and it has low calories. And sometimes we use it to treat hangover. So through the years, since we started, we are a trained agripreneur and innovator. And in 2022, like Sir Ernesto said, we won the Young Farmers Challenge Startup category from provincial, regional to the national level. And in 2024, we won the regional level for the upscale category. And we also have our tamarillo tree rhubarb plantation, working with our partner farmers all throughout the 5 municipalities of our province. So currently, we already have 500 plus fruiting tamarillo trees and 300 more of the rhubarb plants. We already processed more than 2 tons of tamarillo and over 1 ton of rhubarb. So we already have sold over 7,000 processed products. And we have our ongoing construction of our FDA compliant processing facility. And because that's the very requirement for the food. And we also have our procurement of our processing and equipment tools like the dehydrator, chiller, freezer, and others. So we are also registered as one-person corporation under the Securities and Exchange Commission, and we already have our business registrations like the BIR, business mayor's permit, field jobs registration. So we already have our benchmarking also to improve more. So we have our benchmarking locally and internationally. And in 2025, we rebranded our product to showcase its roots and culture and uniqueness. So we have our Goldillera Bloom, Highlands Endemic Bounty. So it came from two words, the Cordillera and gold and the Cordillera. So Cordillera for its roots and gold for representing abundance. So our mission is to empower Cordilleran communities through sustainable food innovation rooted in indigenous knowledge and agriculture. So what are achievements without failures? So when we started in 2021, until now, we faced doubts, setbacks, but we learned to be resilient and persevere to keep MAFAMCI's mission growing. So we all also experienced the downfall of our tamarillos during typhoons, and there's a totally wiped out of our tamarillo production areas. But those challenges lead to amazing doors. We founded rhubarb, which is also a local crop from the Cordillera. So with those challenges, we believe that rough roads often lead to beautiful destinations. So what is rhubarb? So rhubarb is a unique vegetable often used like fruit, is known for bright red stalks and pleasant tart flavor. So when cooked, it is tangy. Taste becomes a perfect base for jams, pies, sauces, and refreshing drinks, which is also rich in fiber, vitamin K, and antioxidants. So rhubarb is both healthy and versatile. So through the years, we already build communities and relationships. So we have our established memorandum of agreements with DA accredited and GAP certified farmers and associations. We already partner also with our PWDs in our barangay for the production of tamarillo and rhubarb. So we also provided employment for the PWDs, senior citizens, women, and out-of-school youth. And we also built good partnership and relationships. So we also have our yearly school feeding program in support for child welfare, nutrition, and community-based support services. And also we are training kids to plant and process tamarillo and rhubarb products, but not just tamarillo and rhubarb, but other local fruits and vegetables of the Cordilleras. So our ways forward, we really wanted to have that FDA accreditation for our for our product to be known or to be introduced to other areas. And we also have our plan for the 2026 to 2029 to plant more than or 10,000 tamarillo trees and rhubarb plants, contributing to 20 to 50 tons of tamarillo fruit and rhubarb stalks, partnering to 500 to 1,000 partner farmers. With that, we can secure we can say that it can make our business sustainable, and we can also help our farmers for a direct marketing strategy. So we also have our plan to collaborate with the local government unit for the planting of tamarillo trees per household. And then we really love to have that full mechanization of our full processing line of tamarillo and rhubarb. And of course, we want to strengthen our local markets and in the future for expansion for the international markets. And we also have that plan to be a training center for food processing and for our cafe, the Goldillera Bloom Cafe and Restaurant. So Goldillera Bloom is more than just a business. It's a movement to preserve local crops, empower farmers and PWDs, and promote agri-innovation rooted Cordilleran identity. So if you want to connect with us, here is our contact information. And from the Cordillera Administrative Division, I am Jomarie M. Mangeg. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you very much, Jomarie. Let me see. We're back. Okay. Hi. So thank you very much for your presentation. That's there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. So thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you.
I'll admit, I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions from the audience, particularly on more details about what you do, about the products that you have. And as Ernie mentioned earlier, because we are the Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation, we are looking at the economics of the business, how the products work, what does that look like in terms of cost and return, and is this something that can be applied or spread to our own, let's say, our own initiatives or our own projects, so on and so forth. So since we're still in the formal session and we do have quite a lot of time, thanks to John Marie's very concise presentation, we can open the floor to questions. Since we're still in the formal session, I'd like to limit questions from each member of the audience to just one question and then maybe one follow-up, and we try to give ourselves or try to give each other enough time to ask questions, give everybody a chance to discuss or to ask their questions to John. Anyway, later on in the informal session, we'll have a lot of time to ask more questions until today's session is over. So we open the floor to questions. What you do is you can either check the bottom of your screen if you're on your computer or on your phone for a little button that says React. If you press that or you tap that, it should give you the option to raise your hand. So for example, you can see right now here on my screen, I have on the top left corner of my video feed a little yellow hand that's raised. So that lines you up to ask questions. Failing that, you can put your questions in the chat box. Type your question out and we will call on you when we'll line you up for your question and we'll call on you so that you can discuss your questions live online. Failing that, try to catch your attention, turn on your video, wave your hand. Hopefully one of us will see that you're trying to catch your attention and we'll line you up for a question. Okay, so the floor is open for questions. Would anybody like to start? Okay, maybe I could start with a quick question first. Okay, sorry. Well, I'll start with a question and then James can come in. So first of all, I'd like to ask about the conversion of your farm by your parents from conventional agriculture to organic. Something that I picked up on in your presentation earlier is that your correct me if I'm wrong, your father thinks that it's easier once you move to organic agriculture rather than conventional. So maybe you could walk us through that because I'm sure there are many people who are interested in that conversion to organic. And then since you have practical experience in that, maybe you could talk to us about that.
Yeah, okay. So in the Cordillera, most of our farmers know the conventional way, or they were raised the conventional way of farming. Like during the Green Revolution, pesticides or chemical pesticides were introduced here in the Philippines, right? So that was the practice that my parents uh, know already. But because of health issues, he learned to convert into organic agriculture because my grandparents, especially my grandmother, is a kidney failure patient. And then when he go to the farm, I mean my grandmother really wants to go to the farm. And it's really disheartening to see that you smell with that kind of patient, she smells the pesticides. So that's the start why my father converted. I That's the other reason why we converted into organic farming, because of health issues for my grandmother, and of course for my father's health and for our family. That's why uh he that's why, yeah, he converted to the organic farming technology.
I see. So are there any sort of specifics like how was it when they tried to source organic materials, or what were the challenges, for example, that um I'd say when you switch over to from conventional to organic, one of the main questions that are being asked is, the ability to go after the same yield.
Mm.
Do you have any experiences that you can share that might help people feel a little more comfortable about the conversion to organic from conventional?
Okay, so well, conventional is very easy because you can get the pesticides where you can just buy it in the farm supplies, right? So when you convert it into organic, there's a lot of labor because you have to make your own fertilizer, the compost. You have to make your own compost. You make your own concoctions like the fermented plant juice, fermented fruit juice. But um, there's a lot of labor. But when in terms of the crops, it tastes better than the conventional. So sometimes, like the lettuce, there's that really difference between the taste. So in the conventional way, sometimes it tastes bitter, but when it is grown into the organic practice, it is a little sweeter because in making a compost, you add sometimes people add molasses, so that's the sugar. So we have this quotation from the soil department. So healthy soil, healthy plant, healthy people. So when your soil is healthy, you don't need to spray. So when your soil is healthy, your plant is healthy, and the people is healthy. That's why maybe there's really that difference between the production or the um, volume of the from the conventional to the organic, but we are thinking more on the health benefits that we get from the crop. And I can also say that sometimes I don't know if you can differentiate the conventional or the organic, but it's really, they say organic is really pricey because the product is more on the labor, unlike the conventional that you can just buy your pesticides to just spray it. So that's it.
All right. Let's call on James. James, please come in. Uh, James? Okay, maybe some technical difficulties with James. We can start with Auntie Kaling.
Good morning. Hi, Julian. Yeah. I have a question. It's very interesting that you chose rhubarb, right? Because rhubarb is so not many people know rhubarb. Even me, it took some time for me I didn't know really about rhubarb because it's not something that is known locally. You see it in Europe and other countries, but not in the Philippines. And you're right, because it can only grow in cold countries and you don't eat it raw. I don't think you eat rhubarb raw. So what's your formula in your rhubarb? Because my friend is a chef, and what she does with rhubarb is she makes it into pies, right? When she makes rhubarb pie, it actually tastes like the flesh tastes like santol, santol, which you sweeten, and it's really, really, really good. Yeah. So, what made you choose rhubarb, and how do you process it in your snack? You mix it with the tomatillo. It's also first time I heard about this different kind of tomato that grows in the Cordillera. Yeah, that's yep, that's it.
Thank you, Ma'am Kaling. So, why rhubarb? So, like you said, rhubarb is not known to many
Yeah,
people, right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And rhubarb is abundant, or yes, it is abundant in the Cordillera, especially in Benguet. And that's because that is an introduced crop during the Spanish colonization.
Oh,
And it thrives well in our province, like the Benguet. So those plants are the plants or the crops of our grandparents, especially our grandmothers. So those are the crops of our grandmothers. So growing up, we witnessed or we saw how they planted and how they make goodies or treats for us. So we eat that as raw.
oh, you do.
So if
Oh,
we want,
okay.
us- yes, ma'am. So we eat that as raw because that's the only fruit. Likewise with the tamarillo that grows well in our region, because our region or our place is very cold, or yeah, it's cold in our place. So that's the only fruit that we know, aside from guava. And like
Oh, oh,
unlike
oh.
other places, like they can grow jackfruits, like santol, and other crops that grows well in the high altitude, or the lowland fruits. But rhubarb and tamarillos is our fruit from the cold region. So um we make snacks out of rhubarb because during season or each season, like this rainy season and the summer, there's a lot of rhubarb. They grow well during the summer season. And our partner farmers can grow 100 kilos, or they can produce 100 kilos weekly.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
100 kilos. Okay. And it's a
So,
perennial plant, right? It's perennial. It's not, like the hybrid you once you harvest, that's it, right? This one it
yes, ma'am, it's perennial.
continuously, yeah, grow. Yeah. Yeah, that's good. So you don't really have to buy seeds every time or
Yes.
something. Yeah. Yeah, that's very smart of you to to notice that and make use of it. And you're selling well. You sell in Manila, uh, 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 Jomarie. You
Yes,
sell that
ma'am.
also. We can buy that in Shopee. I saw it that it can be bought in Shopee. I'd really like,
Actually, yeah.
yeah, I'd really like to get hold of it so I can taste it. I'm very curious how it really tastes like. Okay, thank you. I think you're doing a wonderful job because you were able to like notice and make use of what is available there. Yeah, and then make it big. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
So,
you, Jo Marie.
yes, we actually join expos in Manila. So, we have our uh expo next June 10 to 14. So we will be joining the MAFVEX, Manila Food and Beverage
Oh,
Expo,
okay,
the
that's
World
good. Okay.
Weekend, sir.
So you'll be
Yeah,
there.
so
Okay. We'll try to go
uh,
there to visit
I
you.
will not be there, but our group will be,
It's
and
okay.
our products will be there. So you can
Great.
check, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
po.
Great. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you,
ma'am.
Julian.
Okay. Next, is James back? Hope James is
There.
yeah.
We're on. I got that mute figured out.
No problem. Come in, James. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm excited about the rhubarb. That is an old Midwest sunny area farm garden fence row crop. And every garden has got it growing along the fence row. I grew up with plants that were 100 years old. And I've separated them and passed them on when I came to the Philippines. And there's still, I get messages that it's such great rhubarb. And the mother plant that it originated from, you propagate it by separation, not by seeds. You need to cut down the seed stalk because that draws nutrition and vitality from the plant. But I'm very excited about that. Yeah, I grew up with it. We would fill half the freezer with rhubarb, so we would enjoy it over the winter, as well as rhubarb sauces and strawberry rhubarb jam, and on and on and on with rhubarb. I do need to connect. I miss my rhubarb. I still get reports that my rhubarb that I disseminated 25 years ago is still doing extremely well. And I've got to take a call. My hat's off to you. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks very much, James. I think that just I think that illustrates some of the I think missing potential that we have here in the Philippines. Geographically, we do have a lot of different types of climates and geographies throughout the country. Possibly one of the benefits of being an archipelagic country, although we are battered by many natural disasters in the year. But yeah, there's quite a lot. I think I'm fairly certain um, nobody imagined, strawberries or lettuce growing into the industry powerhouses that they are today. And I think that might be worth looking into. Um, okay. Maybe I'll jump in with another question, if that's the case. Could you walk us through a little bit of the economics, Jomarie? So let's say, for example, how do you source your raw materials? Are you growing it yourself, or have you contracted farmers? Do you have some kind of agreement with other farmers, and so on and so forth? So what does that look like? Then if you're doing and then once you have that, you're doing the processing. So what does that look like in terms of your costing? You did show in your presentation that you're building out an FDA approved facility, so that you can reach the what do you call that? You can reach the standards that are necessary for the food products. So obviously all of that entails a certain amount of cost, and then of course you have your expenses. You did say that you're a single owner corporation. So what does your team currently look like? What does that look like in terms of expenses? And then in terms of your marketing and your sales, what does that look like in terms of where you're selling, who your customers look like, and then what kind of profitability are you looking at right now? I'm assuming there's a bit because of course you're being supported by grants as well from the government. But you do have enough to put up a facility in an area where land is notoriously scarce. So that maybe will give us an idea of, for example, maybe there are members here today who are interested in replicating your model, working with you to replicate your model in other communities in the Philippines that they work with. This would give them a good idea of how you might be able to.
Thank you, sir. So our company or our process is, I can say that it is the full value chain. So we have our production, we have our processing, and we have our marketing. So in the production area, we grow tamarillo and rhubarb. We have our own production, but that's not enough. So we partner with the A accredited and groups and associations, but we also partner with individual farmers because some of them don't belong to any group or association. So to sustain our supply chain, we have our partnerships with individual and group farmers, and then we also have our memorandum of agreement with them. And like I said a while ago, we have our plan to communicate or we also have our plan to have what do you call that one, with a partnership with the local government units for so that we can have partnership or with the government units, and then we can make executive orders so that every household will plant tamarillos and rhubarb for us. And then those products will be we have our direct connection or direct marketing system for the farmers, so they don't need to bring it to the market and then or to the trading post like that, but they can directly bring it to us so we can process. So from the farmers, from the farmers, we process in our ongoing processing facility, and then we sell it to partner stores. So most of our partners are the pasalubong stores here in our province. We also have our niche marketing strategy. Sorry. We also have our niche market, and yeah. And then for our products, we sell our products for the dehydrated tamarillo, we sell the 40 grams for 120 pesos with a markup of 30%. The same with the rhubarb for the 10 pieces, because rhubarb we put it in the strips. Maybe you can send your address and contact information, and then I can send sample products to you so you can see po. Yan lang po, Sir Julius.
All right. Thanks very much for that. I see Melkor has unmuted again. Melkor, did you want to ask another question? No. Okay. He's turned off his video. Okay. Other questions from the audience, maybe? I see Vicky has turned on her video. Vicky, would you like to come in?
I'm good.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Then I'll ask another question. So if we're looking at the road that you've mentioned that you've been on since then, you did say that it was quite a difficult path moving forward, which I do understand. It's really quite something. But I wanted to just check in on the role of the role of the government programs and how that has supported you. Obviously, we do want to work on our own merits, but we also do understand that there are often many challenges that make it very difficult, or barriers to entry that make it very difficult. Could you perhaps explain the role of the government programs in your company? And then maybe you could try to give us an idea of comparing what it would have been like if you did not have the government program support versus now that you do where do you think you would have been if this support was not there, or what are the challenges that you would have faced that would have been significantly harder without it? Maybe you could give us an idea.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So since high school, I am always a participant of trainings. So I was a member of the 4-H Club of the Philippines. So it was a program of the Agricultural Trainings Institute. And then the ATI, or the Agricultural Training Institute, have programs or trainings for us to attend. So we have business development trainings, personal trainings, food processing trainings, and that's how I started. So maybe, I don't know, I just really grow up attending trainings, and because of that, or that those trainings are trainings from the government agencies. So maybe that started, or that's how I develop or improve my growth mindset to go into this agri-processing or agri-entrepreneurship. So yeah, I started as a trainer or attendee of trainings from the Agricultural Training Institute. Like I said a while ago, I am who I am today because of agriculture. And those trainings from the Department of Agricultures under the Agricultural Training Institute really helped me. And I'm really thankful to be one of the member of the 4-H club. So I was real thankful of that program. And then after graduation, here comes the program of the Department of Agriculture, which is the Young Farmers Challenge program. So the technologies that I learned from that training, actually, those dehydration training, I also learned that from the Department of Agriculture, the conductor training of the Department of Agriculture. So all throughout my life, I'm really an agriculture kid. So, like growing up as an agriculture, my trainings are related to agriculture. I took up Bachelor of Science in Agriculture, and today I am into really promoting or improving and helping the agriculture industry. So, yeah, I am really happy to be a child or a kid of a farmer that is into agriculture. Thank you po.
So thank you very much to all of the members of our audience today, members of the foundation, who are here this morning for your questions and for this discussion with Jomarie. Please do stay on for our informal session, which will be coming right after we end this formal session. For those of you who are joining us online 2 weeks later through our social media uploads, I'm afraid this is the extent of what you can get without being a member or donor of the foundation. The Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation is a member-supported nonprofit organization, and it is only through your generosity and support that we bring you these sessions every 2 weeks. We hope today's session has brought you a lot of value. If you are also within a similar space, perhaps you're an agricultural cooperative, perhaps you're also a young farmer that is looking to build out your own niche in the market and in the industry. Or perhaps you'd like to ask questions to our speaker or share your own experience, please leave us a comment down below. We'd really love to hear from you. If today's session has brought you enough value that you'd like to contribute to the Foundation's cause and support our mission for poverty reduction through job creation here in the Philippines, particularly in the rural countryside areas of the country, please send us an email. Our links are in the description. We'd love to get to know you and more. For now, let's please flash our certificate of appreciation for Ms. Jomarie. So the Agribusiness and Countryside Development Foundation, in partnership with the Management Association of the Philippines, with all of our members, individual, corporate, special partner, and senior special partner institutions, all present this certificate of appreciation to Jomarie Mangeg for her invaluable support in the advocacy and promotion of agribusiness and countryside development, and for her commendable and unselfish services rendered to this foundation as our resource speaker on our 10th online session of 2026, the second day of June in Pasig City, Philippines. Signed, Ernio Ordonez as our chairman and myself as our president.